All right, here we are live for the first installment, maybe the only one, but with the 64 kg women that are going to be doing the PSL 64 championships August 15th at the Battle Up Texas Pro. We have from Mexico, Deanna Ferrer, PSL 2023 participant, Arnold, dumbbell world record holder, OSG 2022, 23, 24. I think a few top tens in there, if I'm not mistaken. Rachel Hannon hasn't joined yet. Hopefully, Rachel will join. We'll do a bio for her. Camila, let me make sure I got this right. Meg told me on the podcast. Fogagnolo.
Yeah, very good.
I get it. Excellent. Because on the
Better.
podcast with Meg,
You tried to say it last time, and I was like, no, come on,
yeah, it
send it
wasn't
up.
I heard it,
wasn't
Meg,
pretty.
and honestly, thank you. That was beautiful. Your pronunciation was lovely. But I've heard
It's
every butchering that there is around.
it's funny because I was working today. I'm like saying the name in my head because I just can't get it out of it. When you said it on the podcast, Meg, it just stuck. It rolled off the tongue, and it stuck. But it's Camilla or Camila.
Camilla.
Camilla. Camilla won OSG last year, the champion. Four-time natural worlds champion in 64 and 73. Would you do them both at the same time?
Yep.
Awesome. I saw that you did that at OSG in 2024. I didn't know anybody ever did that in the open. What was that like?
Yeah, it was a lot. But I don't know. I don't yeah, I just like to challenge myself in new and different ways. So yeah, I thought I'd asked for the opportunity here in Australia many, many times and was always knocked back. And then I tried it for the first time over at European Pro Strongman at the beginning of 24. And yeah, it went really well. So yeah, as we're going to touch on, traveling costs a lot and takes a lot of time. So the more value I can get out of a trip to the US or UK, the better.
Yeah, hell yeah. Your work capacity must be through the roof because OSG is no joke to do the open. I know,
No.
I know Claire Myler and I'm drawing a blank on her name. I met her. She was at my gym, blonde girl. You guys might know. She did 73 and she did masters. She did pretty well. But you're the first person I heard of that did the open twice. Maybe her name will come to me. I don't know her that well, but great job. You got third in both, right?
Last in 24, I got third in both, and hang on, yeah, 25, I got first and third.
Oh, you did it again in 25. So you did it more than once. Wow. Holy smokes, that's incredible! I did not know that. I went through your bio and I went on everybody's Instagram, just did quick studying, but that's incredible. Also got a couple of world record atlas stones, fantastic stuff. Colleen Mulcahy.
Yeah,
All right, we
nice.
got it. And Eddie, our translator, Eddie is going to translate Spanish for Deanna. Thank you for joining, Eddie. Colleen is the 2026 Arnold champ, fresh off the press a couple months ago. Congrats, champ. 2024 USS Nats champ, and I see you had an OSG top 10 placing mixed in there. And of course, Meg Davis, the PSL 64 returning champion, last year's ASM champ, Shaw champ, OSG top 3, and Axel world record holder. We all know Meg. It's her third time on the show. Thank you again, Meg, for joining. How are we feeling, ladies? Let's get Deanna involved. Eddie, if you don't mind asking her how she's feeling and how her training is going.
Tough group. Sorry, dude, you blacked out. What was that?
Oh, sorry, Eddie. I was wondering, can you ask Deanna how her training is going and how she's feeling for the show?
Yeah, Diana, ¿cómo va su training? Todo, y su preparaciones por esta competición que viene.
Pues por el momento voy muy bien. Todos los pesos se han sentido muy fácil.
Sí, el nivel de competición está fácil ahorita.
El nivel de competición por las chicas, no.
¿No?
Los pesos me han salido muy bien, pero todas las chicas que están para este PSL es bastante fuerte.
Yeah, ¿y su deadlift cómo va? Usted tiene una grande.
Mi deadlift es muy bueno. Espero ganar ese evento.
Más que 500 ahorita.
Yes.
Yes? Oh, bueno.
You want to share with the group?
I understood that one. I understood that word.
Okay, I'll translate. So she said training is going fantastic. Her weights are moving well. She's been getting close to doing comp weight on everything, and she's not injured, so that's good. Asked her how deadlift was going, and she broke 500, and she said yes. So that's impressive as hell. Yeah, awesome. I saw her deadlift before, and she's tough.
Yeah, I just was checking her bio and I saw she hit like 11 reps at like 430 something at one of the PSLs Really
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see Diana at Shaw last year?
I didn't.
Was it I think it was 15 reps.
Yeah,
She did
something like
at
that.
Shaw, and it was a raw deadlift.
So Deanna has a good chance of winning the deadlift, I assume.
Yeah, so deje todos tu,
Is
tiene
everybody breaking
una
up?
buen deadlift una vez y en shot, ¿verdad? Not sure she can hear me.
Pues pregunté
There she
para
is.
mí, no entendí.
¿Oír todos o no?
¿Cómo?
Todos tienen mucho interés en su nivel de deadlift porque ellos dije en Shah con 1 año o 2 años para atrás, tú levantas 430 por 11 veces, es la verdad. Bueno, yeah.
Mi mejor deadlift es de 544 libras.
So she's doing 540 right
Pero
now.
romperlo ese día.
Yeah, that's good. ¿Y su peso por la competición, todo bien? 140.
Sí. Bueno,
All right.
un poquito difícil, lo que me está costando ahorita es dar el peso,
Yeah.
pero todo bien.
Okay. She said she's going to make weight. It's not easy, but she's going to make weight. And she's pulling 540 right now, which is unreal.
Hell yeah.
I'd say
Yeah.
from the moment I
540 at 64.
Yeah, I know, dude.
What's
I
that,
told
Mike?
I told a bunch of these girls, I've been around strength athletics for 40 years. I think what the 64s are doing is the most impressive thing I've ever seen in strength athletics.
It's.
I mean,
it's
they're
really
pulling
insane.
what competitive powerlifters 20 years ago pulled at 181, the men. I mean, that's insane. Yeah.
Pushing new limits, like the bag carry at OSG. I know Meg said you guys were separated by a little. Like you ladies are so strong. Meg, what were you gonna say? You like?
I was going to say, as soon as I found out that Camilla and Diana were both coming, I was like, deadlift's y'all's event. I'm gonna just.
Yeah. I told Colleen, quit worrying about it. That's not our specialty.
I'm so happy with my mediocrity and deadlift. I will.
Yeah, I think you said that before, which is insane because like you're not mediocre at all. But if you compare
Right.
yourself to like some of the best in the world, sure, right? Comparison's a thief of joy. Camilla, you deadlifting 540. What's your? I don't know where your deadlift level's at. I'm sure it's up there.
Camilla has deadlifted more than 540.
Yeah, look,
I'll
have.
Yeah.
My best deadlift ever is 260, but that was at the beginning of 24. So I think that's like
575.
570 something,
There
yeah.
you go, 572.
That's-
Thanks, Meg.
At
But I
64,
haven't
you
pulled
did that at 64 kgs too. You weighed in and everything.
Yeah. So that was at the first competition that I did 2 weight classes. So that was in the 64s on the Saturday. Anyway, haven't pulled anywhere near that since then. And that was on a Texas bar, which makes a huge difference to my pull. But recently I got my first training non-Texas bar deadlift PB. Could we get any more specific? Probably not. But anyway, in training last week, I pulled 252.5, which I believe is 555.
Yep.
Nice.
So about there, yeah.
So 2.5 kilos in 2.5 years seems a little bit sad, but I'm going to go with it. So
Not
Yeah,
sad at
well,
all.
I've heard
At
recently.
this stage, we'll take every PB we can get.
Yeah, at this
exactly.
point in the game, yeah.
I've given myself like super hot day PB that I've managed to do something. Colleen, you can feel me on this.
Yeah, I can. It makes such a difference.
Oh, I was giving myself PBs last week
Yeah.
because it was like 116 Fahrenheit. So it was like 47 degrees,
Right.
92% humidity. And I was like, I got to give myself something or I'll just cry.
Yeah, you get the humidity.
Difference.
You get the humidity down there in Alabama. Texas, not as much, right? Like I went to the Grand Canyon once. It was like 120, but it felt fine because it was dry. As long as you stay hydrated, I felt great. Up here in New England, the humidity is brutal. But Colleen, you're in Texas, right?
Eastern Colorado, so it's kind of like Panhandle of Texas.
Yeah.
It's like
Training
it's
with like
105.
rattlesnakes and stuff. What was that on your story
Oh my
today? Was that a
God.
rattlesnake?
Yeah.
Go to the breezeway
In our
yesterday.
breezeway, it really, delayed my training in hours. I'm freaking out, but
Yep. That's a no. That's a big no for me. I'll stay
Yeah.
up here in New England. We have like none of those up here. Oh man.
yeah.
Good stuff. I mean, I guess real quick, Colleen, you feeling good? How's training going? You feeling good? You ready for the show? Any little niggles or anything? Or
Yeah, no, I'm feeling good. It was definitely a different prep than, Arnold or honestly any comp I've ever done just because of the work capacity. So I think that was fun. That's more in my wheelhouse. Deadlift, I'm just going to have fun and hopefully get a 5 or 10 pound PR in the low to mid fours. I'll be happy. So,
right.
But everything else, it was just fun to see the different events, and I'm just excited to put it all out on the floor.
Mid fours for you guys. That's still over triple body weight, isn't it? Right?
Yeah. That's an insanely good. Yeah, we're like
I'll give you this. I'll give you this statistic, Dane.
No, that's great.
No one outside of the top 13 in the 64s pulls less than triple body weight. No one in the top 13 in the world in the 64s.
Yes.
And we're still looked at as little women who can't do stuff.
Yeah, you're the top. You're the top 20 in the world in the deadlift, but you're the weakest in the group.
Yeah, we're
right?
My class, like my guys, we're not many of us in the 90s are going to finish our ladder, but you guys have a max, right? If I remember right, is it max deadlift again?
Yeah.
And then is it like rising bar, or you just get 3 attempts? Like you'll be able to take your time.
Mm-hmm. If it runs the same as last year we had a list of attempts, but because we had so many pullouts last year, I think there was only 5 or 6 last year. It was kind of a case of, all right, choose your jumps and we'll just do it for you. Like, just tell us a number and we'll do it. It's not like with the 90s where they're running through, 20 plus athletes where it's like, here is the jump. You don't come out at this time, you miss it. They're more kind of like, last year it was like, do you want another 2 minutes? We've got time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll sit down.
That sounds nice.
And then if Deanna and Camilla happen to open in the high 4s, right? It's like, okay, well, they're not going for a while. They didn't need warm-up reps. And then you guys have to go back to back to back or something, depending on how many ladies they are. So hopefully they'll give you time because we want to see some big pulls, right? We want to see some records maybe be broken, hopefully. What's the world record in you guys' weight class right now?
A lot.
282 and a half.
Yeah, it's not.
That's
wow.
That's 6 something.
It's not
Rihanna, right?
Anyone in our weight class pulling again because we pride our health.
Yeah.
I don't think that there will ever be another person who will pull that until we have someone who is incredible.
Is it Rhiannon that has that, or
but that's just my look on it.
Sure. I think it was Rihanna. Meg, was it Rihanna and Camilla that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she holds the deadlift for axle and for regular bar, like for deadlift bar. I think she holds both of them, and they're astronomical. But I mean, that was like 18 months worth of work focused in on that event, and it certainly won't be me.
No.
Yeah.
Let's do some overhead. Yeah.
You're like overhead.
You two want an overhead world records competition.
Yeah, we do. I want to tie you on an overhead record, Meg.
I want to steal Diana. Yeah. I want to use the dumbbell record too. I want us to do it.
I'd like to watch it too.
It'd be cool to have two like a dumbbell and a axle board record in one show. Like, that'd be cool. I was gonna get into like some other stuff, but let's stay right on the deadlift. So like Camila, if you've got 550 in the tank, do you look at the roster and think like, because you said you haven't pulled that heavy recently, right? Is it like, let me deprioritize this a little bit because there's so many other, you got 5 events left, but they're multifaceted, right? With medleys. So it's hard to train them all, right? So do you maybe let your deadlift take a little bit of a back seat, put it in your back pocket?
It's a very good question. And I was also going to ask, well, probably Meg, you're talking about the deadlift being like ascending weight, and that's what it was last year. I thought it was more powerlifting style, that we'd all have 1 attempt, then 2nd attempt, then 3rd attempt. but I could well be wrong. So that'll make a difference.
The aim of it is to run it that way. Last year we ended up running it almost in 2 flights, just because the difference in weights from one side of the group to the other side of the group was so stark. It was the difference between the top end pulling 385 and 520.
Yeah.
So it was like almost it was a conversation of what kind of weights are we going for? Okay, you guys are grouped together. You'll do it all together, and then we'll do powerlifting style, but on this side.
Okay. So it is, powerlifting style. Thank you. To answer your question, Jane, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I've always been of the opinion, like from a weightlifting background, I used to find it very frustrating when you see elite level athletes going to competitions, like take Lasher, for example, when he was at his peak, and he'd go to competitions and he'd break a world record by 1 kilo, and everyone can see there's more there, but he didn't take it for whatever reason. And then you think, was that your opportunity to shoot your shot and do something great, and you haven't done it because you thought there were always more competitions to come? I'm at the twilight end of my strongman career and competing career. I don't know how many more opportunities I actually have to improve, and I'll know how the bar's moving on the day. I know what's quick for me, which I guarantee will not look quick to you guys, because I'm a horrendous grinder. But I'll know on the day whether it's moving well or whether it's not. And I don't know whether because you're right, I should logically be conservative and play it smart. But I've also got Deanna, who's an absolute monster on a deadlift, so I'm not going to be able to take it easy anyway. And then do I take the opportunity of a 4th attempt or something like that for a national record, or do I just pump my brakes and try to conserve myself? Because the week after PSL, I'm flying to the UK to do Natural Strongman Worlds in 3 weight categories this time. So training has been off its face for this prep.
My question is, though, you talk about these breaks, are they metaphorical? Because I've never seen them.
Breaks, or you mean retirement? We haven't seen retirement yet because it hasn't happened. I haven't died, so we're still going. We're having a go.
And you're not flying back to Australia and then all the way to UK, right? You're staying over here and then going, because it's not a bad flight from Texas.
No, I'm going on the Sunday. So I compete Saturday. On the Sunday, I'll fly down to London, catch a train down and see Carl's family for 2 days, and then fly up to Scotland, cut weight again, weigh in, and then compete Saturday, Sunday. So, 2 weight cuts in a week as well, which is also nice.
I would venture to guess, if there was an event that if you could afford points wise to take it easy on, it might be that deadlift, right? Because the rest of the show is heavy. It's going to be heavy and fast. We're gonna talk about it, but event 1 is a little too early to strategize too. You know what I mean? So you kind of got to take every point you can. What I've been talking about with the boys, because we have the escalator, it's like we have a fixed axle right after that. It's like, do we go to the limit on deadlift, or do we kind of shut it down a touch early to make sure your back's ready for that axle? Because these shows move fast. I think a lot of the boys are gonna have a similar game plan to mine, but with max deadlift, it's a little different. I was gonna ask you, how's travel? So for you to get here from Australia, what's that flight look like for you, hours wise?
It's somewhere around, I think it's like 25 hours of travel. So I'll go from where I am to another state in Australia, and then is it direct? No, it's not direct. I'm I'm flying Emirates, which would be lovely if I could actually eat and drink on the flight, but I can't. So I'll be just drinking water and hoping they don't cut me off from water, which has happened in the past. I think that's like, I think we're going via, I don't know, some Middle Eastern country, and then to Dallas. So it's a long.
That's interesting.
Flight.
So you're water loading while you fly. You're probably not going to bring a backpack full of water. So you need, if 25 hours, you probably need a gallon or 2, I would think, right?
That's cute.
No,
I'll drink on that day. That's meant to be my 12 liters of water day, so 3 gallons.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay.
And that'll be extended though because of the time difference. So I think last time I was water loading on a flight like that, I think I ended up drinking somewhere around over the 2 days, 36 hours. I think I had about 18 to 20 liters of water.
Oh my
my
goodness.
gosh.
Hopefully you have an
I do
aisle
not
seat,
miss
not a
those
window
days.
seat.
It was disgusting.
I do not miss them. I do not envy you at all. This
Oh
one.
my god! Did you get
Yeah,
your?
but that's what you get for being a fatty. Like, I could just put the fork down and not do such big weight cuts.
Also,
I get it. Don't laugh at me.
Guess
I
who's the
get
best
it.
baker in the country out here? Guess who
I
bakes
bake
all the time? Yeah, my nickname for her is Betty Crocker.
I am.
We actually got a neighbor, and she's been baking cupcakes and honey buns and cinnamon
But they're
rolls.
not gluten
And
free,
they're
so I can't
all
eat them.
ostensibly
So.
for me.
oh,
Yeah, I can't eat.
You can't even eat your own goods. That's tragic.
If you make them gluten-free, you're doing it to yourself.
I ate a lot of those.
So
Didn't have, but I did.
enjoy it for the That's fair.
My wife's been killing me. She's been doing a lot of snacks. Like, she gets all these fancy snacks, a lot of high protein snacks and stuff. But I have an edible at night before bed, and then I'm snacking too much. My weight's a little too high right now too. I gotta time my edibles, take it and go to bed and fall asleep. Because if I'm awake,
out of the kitchen.
I just don't feel sorry for you guys. I've weighed 195 my whole life. I've competed at 90 kilos. I've never done a cut for a comp in my entire life.
Horrible.
35 years of strongman and powerlifting. I've never had to cut, and I watch everybody cut, especially her, and I'm like, God, that's just freaking horrible,
you could
man.
lose 8 pounds in a week. I'm like, sure.
no, it sucks.
As
Yeah.
a female, yeah.
What do you ladies generally cut? Do you want to ask Deanna, Eddie,
Yeah.
how much weight does she cut from 1 week out?
Deanna, ¿cuántos pesos necesito cortar por el nivel de competición por el 141?
Ahorita 5 kilos.
5 kilos.
Right?
Yeah,
That's 11 pounds.
a little over. So almost 12.
Ask if she does a water cut.
Lo que uso es descarga agua o
Sí, sí, con carga de agua.
y 3 días antes tomé mucho, entonces a secar.
Para mi carga empiezo el sábado.
Yeah. So she
sábado
does
a
a
martes.
hard water drink on Saturday prior. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And cuts 11 pounds.
Does she
All right.
Yeah. ¿Y sude mucho?
¿Cómo?
¿Sude mucho, Diana?
Sí,
Yeah.
sí, bastante.
and does some sweating?
¿Puede usted oír las otras mujeres cuando ellas dicen cuánto necesito cortar? Seems like she ought to know what everybody else is cutting since she fessed up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's 11 pounds. That's approaching 10% body weight. That's a good cut.
Yeah.
I like to keep them under 10%. You guys, Camila, what are you cutting? Are you cutting a little more? You'd have to bring a little more size to the 73s, or
Rude, Dane.
I'm wondering. I know.
Bad boy.
Oh my God, I'm so
Yeah,
offended.
that's my first tisk going
I mean, he's interviewing men when he's like, "Yeah, you want to be real big, don't you?"
Yeah. Women are so opposite. Yeah, at the moment, I'm probably walking around the 70 kilo, 70 and a half. So that'll be 11, 12-ish pounds.
little
I feel
higher
like
percentage.
I've got, yeah, it's still healthy. I've done way worse, and I didn't know what I was doing. So I think I've got it down to a fine art now. Well, a fine, disgusting, toilet-ridden art, which is horrendous. But I'll see you all in the sauna, ladies.
It's never fun, is it? Do you guys get that? Right? You have the two moments, the moment you step on your scale, your last round in the sauna, when the scale looks good enough and you're like, ooh, is 0.2 kgs under good enough, or 0.1, but you have that mental relief, okay, I think I'm good. And then when you get on the scale at the show, and you make weight, it's like, that wasn't bad at all. You get your Pedialyte, and you're like, it wasn't bad, but it was
I'm
terrible.
gonna do it again
Always
next
terrible.
time. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was me after the Arnold, because I
Oh my God.
I did my own water cut, and I was 149 the day before. I actually didn't lose anything during the water cut and forgot my dandelion root, and it was like the most miserable 16 hours. And then I got on the scale and I walk off, and I was like, that wasn't bad at all.
Oh wow.
Worst time of my life.
I equate it to like, for me, it was like when I was like 19, first time, or maybe any times you have a little too much to drink and you're like throwing up. You're like, I'm never drinking again, and then next Saturday you go out and have some more.
Dave,
like, I'm never doing
I
this
think you
again.
were standing in front of us in line at the Arnold when she was laying on the ground and I was virtually dragging her to the scale.
Dude,
I just recognized you. I was like, you were right in front of us. Yeah.
I think that we've talked. I was going to say
we did.
Yeah.
You and I talked about powerlifting back in the day, man. It was like, but Colleen was laying on the ground, and I was packing all her stuff, and I'd kind of pull her up.
Drag me by my feet.
She was so hammered, man.
I made
so dramatic.
It was.
If you remember,
we had to wait in line for 2 hours.
I felt terrible because the first time I've seen Colleen in years, and I'm walking past with like a gallon of pineapple juice, like, hello.
I'm like,
oh, I'm sorry.
Dead.
Yeah, and then I made the joke because I was standing near Sue Eager, and Sue Eager, she had the face. I won't say the name of the.
Yeah, she had the face. That's what started the conversation. You looked at her and looked at me and said, "She's got the face." I went, okay.
And then I'm like, and I said, dude, she probably hates me because I'm like this. I got the gift of gab that you read about, and I know hundreds of people.
She said, will you two guys ever shut the hell up?
I did not say that. No, I didn't say that.
Yep, I get it because I've been the guy in line wanting to sit down.
We can say anything when we're dehydrated and hungry. We don't.
Yeah, I don't even remember much, to be honest. I was probably thinking about chocolate.
So if I remember, and I don't want to make this like an Arnold bashing thing, but I did let them know. I mean, if you guys remember, I sent them an email right from the weigh-in line. Like when we finally made it into the room, I said, you guys all want to co-sign this thing? And I said, hey, I'm standing here with like 7 athletes, like literally 5 of you were female weight class athletes. And there's like 105s and 120s ahead of you in line, which was not supposed to happen.
Which doesn't make any sense.
It's rough. We all want to weigh in, right? We're all suffering. But like, dude, you don't compete till 3 p.m. These ladies go on at like 10 a.m. Like get in line. I gave them a solution to fix it. Just have lanyards. Colleen, if you're first in line, you're the beginning of the 64 line. And at the end of the line, you have another girl with a lanyard. And the next lanyard starts for the 80 men, right? Because
whoever does that needs to go to the IPL Worlds and watch the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
It's a machine, man. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is unfortunately, it may be on athletes themselves or ourselves to say something and police it. Like if the orgs are not going to police it, then maybe we, the athletes, have to hold people accountable. Maybe you ladies should go up to the 120s and be like, dude, get in the back of the line. I'm cutting you. I'm a 64. I'm going in front of you.
Everyone can attest that I am the loudmouth and the bulldozer in the queue or in the warm-up area, especially for the 64-kilo women.
Yeah.
I'll be like, you're an 80-kilo man? Take your tiny little legs over there. Oh, you're 120?
I find that she calls the 80-kilo men tiny.
The boo-boos.
That's funny.
They're little, no offense, guys.
So what's your opinion about the 90-kilo guys? I'm curious.
Tyler's 90.
I'm biased.
She's married to one.
Because you know a couple.
But no, also I'll tell them to get back. Especially, that's probably the most frustrating thing is the women, especially when we're about to weigh in, and if you are suffering, we're more likely to be inside ourselves and just trying to get yourself through moment to moment to moment. And then the guys are like, "Oh, I'm going to push in front of you. Oh, but I need it more. I'm dying."
Fragile.
And I'm like,
I should have cried.
At least 3 hours before you. Just hold your.
Yeah, maybe. I am so I'll tell a quick story and I'll omit the names. But I was in the OSG weigh-in line. I suffered in the sauna badly, right? I could have went masters and cut my water cut. I could have stopped the night before OSG and just said I'm going 231. But I suffered, I endured, I made it, right? I got to the weigh-in late. My two friends were like 14th in line, right? This is 2024. And they said, dude, just come up here and cut us. I'm like, no, man, I'm a man of honor. I'm going to stay in line where I got in line, which was like 2 hours behind them. And I just see people after people just come in and cut. And I did a story on my Instagram calling people out. I'm like, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a champion. Like, this is bullshit. And then my buddy comes up to me, and he's a top 10 guy, and he's hanging out with me. And I'm like, oh, dude, please don't ask me if you can like step in and cut. Because like the integrity I have, I'm gonna be like, no, dude, I'm sorry, but you got to either cut somebody else or go to the back. I'm not letting you cut me. But you have to be the change you want to see. Like my friends even said, like even my coach was like, dude, just go up there with your buddies. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. So the newer systems are better. They just have to police it. At the Arnold, I love the Arnold too, but it wasn't policed. And we've talked about it many times. But I think, and me personally, if like Meg, if you came up to me and I was in front and you were like, hey man, you're a 105 or you're a 90, like, dude, I'm cutting you. I'd be like, oh, go ahead. Like totally fine. Like, you
I'd
can
also
all
like to put it on record that I'm normally nice.
And she's pretty damn scary.
I'm normally very nice to start with. I'm very aware that I'm like 5'5" and weigh a little bit. And I
You have some
try the
force.
nice route, but it's when they try to use their ego, especially if anyone knows the story of the warm-up area with the 90-kilo men at the log at OSG last year. Like that kind of attitude of throwing your ego around and then trying to like intimidate a woman. And I'm like, yeah, no, wrong person.
Knuckle
You
sandwich.
don't know this. You just with the wrong person.
Yeah, some people maybe don't respect their own mothers, unfortunately, and some people in this sport. But yeah, you don't want to be walked on. I get it. I don't care what size you are. You don't want to be walked on. We're all equals. Doesn't matter if you're a heavyweight man or a 64 woman. We all pay the same amount of money. We put the same amount of effort into this shit, and we're all equals. So
Well, it also comes down
I'll
to
stick up for you guys.
it also comes down to it's a 24-hour weigh-in. So if we are up first, we obviously should weigh in first. But put it in sections. I don't know why OSG hasn't implemented it. Natural Worlds do, which is really good. This is your time frame. You're on between this time and this time. This is when you weigh in. And if you're there and you're not in that weight class, you don't weigh in. Like it's not hard to police. It makes it easier for the officials, makes it way easier for the athletes. And like Meg touched on, by the time, if you've done a big weight cut, by the time I'm at weight, I literally can't talk. I lose my voice at about 65 kilos. I can't speak anymore, so I don't have the energy to be throwing my weight around and trying to explain to retards why they can't weigh in before me.
Yeah. And you also don't want to show up at 7 a.m. when you're not weighing in until 10. That sucks. I did that at USS Nats. It's brutal. It's very simple to enforce. The person who takes your name and puts you on the scale, you're a 105 man, come back in an hour and a half, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can say that in theory, but and best case scenario is great. Last year at OSG, the bullying that the volunteers received for trying to say, no, this is not your time. They were intimidated. They were verbally abused. One of the volunteers was even pushed.
Oh my God.
And then it was put down to, I stumbled past you because I was in my weight cut. And like, it would be great, but there are still people within our sport who think they are Billy Big Nuts, and they're really not.
Well, you just inspired me. Lynn actually agreed to come on the podcast. I'm going to make it a topic to discuss the weigh-in times, because they did have it, and it was, in my opinion, it was decent. But I also got in and out, and I didn't witness some of the stuff you talked about, Meg. But Lynn's coming on more to talk about the weight matrix, and we're going to have a handful of athletes. I was going to maybe ask a few of you ladies if you'd like to join again. I want to get 8 to 10 athletes to represent all the weight classes. But I'm going to add that to the list. Not that we want to make this about Lynn. This is about PSL. Let's get it back on. Let's get it back on the rails.
64 girls. It's the biggest issue.
Yeah. No, I'm here for it, man. I always say these things. This isn't an open mic night, but dude, we can go wherever we want. I'm not employed by PSL. I want to hype this show because I love PSL, and that's what we're all here for. We're all doing this show. But if we end up talking about other things that happen in strongman, it's important. It's powerful. I hope people tune in and listen and want to engage and help the cause, right? Because I will, and I know there's plenty of men out there who will do that too. Like I don't want to witness anybody being treated badly, male or female, volunteer.
Well,
Or
I probably have a slightly different perspective. I mean, I've been in the sport 25 years. I mean, I remember when strongman meets were me and five guys. There were no weight classes, and we were putting stones and beer kegs on top of platforms in front of breweries, right? and they would invite people
and drinking them after, right?
Yeah. And people would come in and you'd let them try to lift shit. And it was always because I was always the only under 200 guy. It's like, see if you can do what the old man's doing that's smaller than you, right? It was always a lot of fun. And then from that genesis over the course of years to what it is today, I mean, it's phenomenal. I remember the early days and we had some big names, but especially weight classes, like we didn't have girls at all. And, the idea of the 64 women and so forth. And at first, it was just a lot of powerlifters that would come over and do it. But I think the sport as a whole is having growing pains because you get these shows now that are big, like a big major powerlifting meet. And we went through the same thing in powerlifting in the 90s and the 80s, I mean, until we got it worked out. But, if you go to a major show today, like, I did IPL Worlds and USPA Nationals, and I mean, it's like a machine, man. I mean, you're in there with your guys. That's it. That's the only ones there. Nobody shows up out of turn. You weigh, you get your crap. It's all just very, very well done.
Very organized. Yeah, I did.
It's very organized. But I also remember, I won my first worlds in powerlifting in '85. Okay, and it was chaos. Okay, it was absolute chaos. But today, if you go, to those federations, and there's still a few of us that were there, like Ron and Gary and myself, and we just sit there and go, wow, this is absolutely amazing. How great it works today. And I think powerlifting, is a good indicator of what's going to happen in strongman. I think eventually you'll see that because what happened at the Arnold last year, they got to know that was just horrible, right? And that's supposed to be a great show, I mean, and it was all about the merchandising. I mean, hell, I couldn't even find the powerlifting rooms. I mean, I was supposed to meet a couple guys there, and I couldn't find them. It's like I thought this was about sports.
Yeah, the festival itself. I mean, everything in the world's a cash grab these days. But you and I could probably have a whole podcast about shit like that. Maybe I'll have you on, you and me, because it could be interesting. I do remember talking to you at the Arnold. We had a great conversation.
Yeah, we already agreed. I mean, like in 30 seconds, we knew. Yeah, they should put you and me in charge for the next 2 hours.
I don't want that smoke.
I'd like to see that guy.
We'll see. That's a great segue because what you find and Meg knows and Deanna from years ago, the difference between the single weight class show and a world championship festival like an OSG or an Arnold or a Nationals. Meg, you want to say briefly what you love about the single weight class, and then Camila and Colleen, have you ever done a single weight class show? I don't think Colleen, I don't think you did a PSL. Did you?
I think I talk about PSL an awful lot because I do love it, and actually having Camila on here is quite funny. So Camila turned down the first ever 64 kilo PSL.
2023?
2023. Camila turned it down. I was not the second alternate. The second alternate was Raisa. And Raisa turned it down. I was the third alternate. And I got the call up from Tyler and I was like, well, hell, I'm not real good at this, but I've never been to Colorado. Off I went. And now I'm in my fourth year. Like I'm the only athlete, actually, Tyler told me this, the only athlete across any of the weight categories that is going to have done 4 shows.
Yeah, because Tyler didn't do the first one because Jim Mitchell won that one. He's coming back to maybe stop the 3-peat. But
PSL is just, there's attention to detail, and it's not attention to detail so that the show looks like this incredible production. There is that there, but the onus is on the athletes. Like last year when we had a lot of technical difficulties, like Tyler's coming over and apologizing his ass off for something that he can't help. And he's like, we'll make sure that this is done, we'll make sure this is done. And he's giving you solution, and follows through on things. They're very good at communicating. If we have to change things, he doesn't change things and tell us what we're doing. Like we had a couple of things that had to change last year. So did y'all in the 90s. And it was like, okay, well, this is your show. Y'all discuss it, come to a consensus and tell us what works best for the athletes. Like, where? I know that it's a very like niche kind of thing, and you can't expect that everywhere, which is what makes it so
special.
Yeah. My brain just went.
That's okay.
But I love PSL. It's one of my favorite times of year. Like I said when we spoke last, the only thing I'm sad about is it's not in Roanoke, because it's like the cutest little like sleepy hollow town. I mean, it's going to make it easier to fly to.
Irving's very much a city. Yeah, you know, I liked Roanoke too. That the strip right there. We went out, got dinner afterwards. It was nice. So yeah, like aside from like what PSL is about, like values wise and all that, I'm talking more in this regard, the experience of like, what have Camila, you've done all the biggest shows in the world. Colleen just won the Arnold. Have either of you, we'll go with Camila first. Have you ever done a single weight class show where just you're the main event? Obviously you have the 90s, we're coming on after you guys, but like you're the main event. Like the people there are just watching the 64s, and then when you're done, you're doing the next event. You ever do anything like that?
Yeah, I have. So I'm also going to correct Meg on the 2023 Clash, I think it was. I had booked my flights to go over and accepted that invitation, but that was still when the world was in full brain melt mode. So I was not jabbed, and I wasn't allowed to get on the international flight. So that was when I had to withdraw, and I was so devastated. Yeah, we literally spent like $7,000 for me and my partner to come over and do it. And thankfully that did get refunded, but it wasn't looking good for a while there. But yeah, I have been meaning to get over to Clash. PSL for years, and Tyler seems amazing, and how he runs it seems, really what I want for the sport. Like I want to see that in the sport. But yeah, I just haven't made it over until now. But I am very glad that you got to go on the back of that. But yes, going back to your question, I have competed in EPL, European Pro Strongman, was the comp that I did the first 2 weight class show that I did. And it was 64s and 80s on the Saturday night, and then 73s and 90s on the Sunday noon. And our national shows have in the past run in weight classes. So we'll have the lightweight nationals, male and female, and then middleweights, and then opens and masters or whatever. So yes, have done them, like them. I think it's nicer not to have. I don't think it matters what the show is. If there are heavyweights there, they get the attention. And I think it's one of the poorest things in strongman at the moment, this mentality that the big heavyweights are the premier division to watch. I think it's not like that in any other sport. In powerlifting, who's the biggest name in the sport at the moment? Colton would be. And in the ladies, you've got Steph Cohen, blah, blah, blah. There are heaps of lightweight athletes. Whoa, excuse me, I've got an enormous cat.
It's our first cat in the podcast. We've had dogs, never had a cat.
It was better with a cat's head than a butt.
So funny.
That was my giant boy. Anyway, he's 10 kilos of cat, by the way. I'm very proud of
pounds?
that.
Wow, that's a big cat.
He's huge. Anyway, and in weightlifting, yes, Lasher was probably the biggest name when he was around, but it was only because he was big. At the moment, you've got Carlos Nassar. He would be, the biggest name in weightlifting at the moment. He's a phenom, and he's under, I think it's 94 kilo athlete at the moment. Like this. So yeah. Anyway, I digress, and I could rant about this for a very long time.
No,
I have a big issue with how. And it's probably because of World's Strongest Man, that's been around the longest. Obviously, it's the heavyweight men, and it's a performance. It's a television show. It's more of a, and I'm not taking anything. They're amazing athletes, all of them are, but so are we. And it's more relatable for people to see weight class athletes competing than it is to see massive. And I say this kindly, but they're freaks. They don't sit within the normal categories of humans and communities. Anyway, I rant and I digress, but yes, I prefer weight class shows where at least you get a little bit of the attention on the weight classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, although they will still have more open weight class shows, and that's the ones in strongman where all the money is and all the prestige is. And I really hope that turns around in the future. It won't be in my athletic lifetime, but we're really hoping, even with the promotion that me and Carl are running, we're hoping to change that.
I think that's what PSL is trying to do. Seems like I know Chaos had the single weight class shows. They had the Cumbrian Invitational. There's organizations that are doing it. I think, it's the aesthetics of like, if you have a heavyweight man, he's doing a yoke that's two giant knack toolboxes. It looks cool. And like, for me to do two giant knack toolboxes, they'd have to be smaller because it's too heavy. So like, how do we get the same cool stuff? Like I said, and this isn't a slight at ASM, but people are upset that ASM has 3 weight classes this year, because like 90 would be the main event at ASM 90. But then guess what? The 105 is going to go right after me, and then the heavyweight. So if I'm doing a log with one 25-pound plate on it, Slater log, and then the 105s come up and they have 2 or 3 plates, and then the heavyweight men have 4 or 5 plates, maybe they want to watch that. I think something that like commentators and MCs can do a better job of is articulating just what you're doing. I made the mistake at the 82 show 105. I said, "Oh, this is light for them, for the ladies," and I didn't mean it's light at all, but it's light for these ladies because they're world class ladies, right? And one person said, "Hey, man, you careful how you frame that." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. I didn't even think of that, because it's absolutely not light, but because people say that about what the ladies lift, So I think if people do a better job of articulating, like, hey, Camila's going for a 4-time body weight deadlift. There's only like 2 U90s alive that can even do that. And there's maybe a couple 64s because they're small and mighty or something, whatever they say. Like, hype the class up to get the crowd to be like, oh, wow, like, holy smokes. Wait, 60, nobody knows what 64 is. It's 141 pounds. If I say Camila weighs 141 pounds and she's deadlifting damn near 600, that's insane. And you have to pump that information to people, especially in this day and age where people's attention span is not even 60 seconds. People don't even take time to watch.
Bring us back Jen. That's what I have to say on the commentators. Bring back Jen. Jen Perez was heavily pregnant. She was heavily pregnant when
she was very good.
She's great. She was the biggest hype. I mean, obviously she's a woman. She's been a woman in strength sports as well. But she was continually putting out there, do you know what these women are actually doing? Do you know how heavy that is? She was like ramming it home. And I have never met, no offense to anyone else who's done commentary, anything I've been part of, I have never met someone who has championed us as much as Jen Perez did.
Shout out to Jen Perez. Tyler, if you hear this, get Jen Perez back, because I thought she was great too.
I'll send you a text. She lives like an hour and a half away from us.
There you go. Yeah, she did a few of them. She did my show. She was fantastic. I watched the live streams afterwards. I don't hear people say about me. Colleen, is this your first single weight class show?
Second. I did America's Strongest 64 in, I want to say 2024, when it was in Florida. And there was 3 of us and 8 or 9 80s. So it went real quick. It was 2 days, but it was, great. We were in and out within 3 hours, all fully dedicated to us. And it was cool.
Cool. All right, let's get Deanna back in here. And I would like Deanna, I apologize. It's tough to with the language barrier to get questions for you, but we'll start with this question for Deanna and then go around the table because Deanna's done PSL. She's done OSG. Eddie, so here's the question. Does Deanna prefer a 1-day 6-event fast show or a multi-day show, like a 2 or 3 day show with 2 events per day?
Diana, la pregunta es, ¿prefiere usted una competición con un día, con todos los eventos en un día, o una competición que pasa por 2 o 3 días con 2 por día? ¿Qué es su preferida?
Como por el show y porque viajo de lejos, me gusta que sea en 2 o 3 días. Pero realmente PSL, o sea, me es muy bueno también como que lo hagamos todo en pocas horas.
Sí, y en esto, en la conversación antes, es una de solo que tiene solo 2 grupos de peso. Las mujeres a 64 y creo es 82 por los hombres. So es una oportunidad por gente, por todo que ver, por mirarlo ustedes solo. And yo creo es una buena cosa, es un día, pero prefiero el grupo porque es una oportunidad por ustedes por hacer en el medio de foco.
Sí, eso se me hace genial, que seamos solamente una o dos categorías de peso, porque no sé, nos da más visibilidad con los demás. Al menos, por ejemplo, en mi país, que la mayor parte de la gente me pueda ver, que estén sentados 4 horas viéndonos, a estar en diferentes lapsos de tiempo.
Yeah, she's exactly where you guys are. She likes that the 64s are getting showcased. You know, that's nice. Obviously, from a competition standpoint, it's better if we have a couple of days and 3 events per day on your body. But the opportunity to do it all at once, you know, that this show is run really well and it really showcases 64. She really likes that.
Awesome. That's a great answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Same question, Colleen.
I'm very excited for the 64s, you know, one weight class in the 90s, but it's going to go by quick, but I do prefer a 2-day.
You like the 2-day? You like a little recovery? You don't get like banged up after day one, like where you get that feeling like, oh, I don't want to lift today, or like you work on your recovery a little better?
No, I felt better day 2 of Arnold.
Oh.
I could have done another 2 events. I don't know how or why, but yeah, I was ready to go. So hopefully you just take all that energy and put it into the 1 day.
Yeah, I like a 1 day personally. Meg, how about you? What do you prefer? 1 day, 2, 3 day?
I definitely prefer a 1 day to a 3 day. I don't know how anybody else feels, but the 3rd day of OSG, dragging yourself out of bed, always feels like absolute. Like if it's a 2-dayer, your body doesn't have enough time to know what's happened to it.
That's fair.
But a 3-dayer, you get to day 3 and you're like, no. But if I had to choose one format, like going forward from now till the end of the time, I'd choose a 1-dayer. I think maybe it's just because it suits me, but I think that it's more a test of strength and work capacity, which is what our sport is about. I feel like the longer 2 and 3 days, they're more about numbers. It's more about getting more people to do it, which is what we need to grow the sport. But the 1-dayers for me are like there's just the margins are so small, so small, and you've got to be able to recover. I think last year the slowest turnaround we had between events was like 35 minutes because we had a rain delay or something.
Wow.
And at that, here's me like with Tyler Purdue being like, God, this is slow this year. Just trying to make fun of him. But like, yeah, snappy for me because then my body doesn't know what's happened.
Yeah, you can worry about it later. Yeah.
The next day it can be confused and work it out.
Camila, how about you?
I don't really mind. I don't mind the format of the competition from a personal standpoint. Like I'll recover over 1, 2, or 3 days regardless. Like my body will do what it does. If it's injured, it'll be injured, and if it's not, I should be good to go. But I think from especially what we were talking about before, from a promotional standpoint, I think faster shows have to be the way forward because they're more engaging for an audience. Nobody wants to sit there for 8 hours to watch 5 cumulative minutes of their person doing something. But if you can condense a show down to like 3 hours from start to finish, that also gives the promoters, like you were saying before, it's on the commentators. It is very much so on the commentators to hype things up. It's also on the promoters to make as big a deal of every single show that they do. So if you have a 1-day show, there is more possibility to, and this is what we're trying to do with Strongmania in the final, is every weight class will have lasers, smoke machines, cold sparks, that sort of thing. Every athlete gets introduced to, walkout music, just making it super extra. We have prizes for best dressed on the day. People don't have to wear comp shirts. They can wear whatever the hell they want. I think this is bringing more of a spectacle to the
entertainment
sport.
value. Yeah,
exactly, making it entertaining. Well, that's what it's called, Strongmania, because we're trying to meld like the excitement of WWE wrestling with strongman and make it over the top and ridiculous. And we've got like massive title belts and just for every single weight class. At this year, we're only doing the open weight classes, but we want it to be really, athletes train so freaking hard to get to these shows, and we spend thousands of dollars to get there. And when you go to a big show, I've been to a few of them, and you're treated like an inconvenience, it really doesn't make you feel valued, and it doesn't make you feel like all of the work and money that you've spent to get there was worth it in the slightest.
Yeah.
So, yes, in short, to answer your question, short format is absolutely the best, simply for the hype value and the promotion value and spectator ease.
Fantastic answer. Yeah, and it's funny because it brings you back to when I had Meg and Tyler on. It might have been Meg before I hit the record button, because Tyler said what he loves about PSL, why he thinks it's the future, and a lot of people have agreed. It's a great point. Is you can tell your friends and family like, hey, I'm going on at 11 a.m. and it'll be 3 hours and I'll be done. You don't have to. I'm not going on at 3 p.m. At OSG, and then oh wait, I think I'm going on again at 6 p.m. or maybe just fast forward later. It's pretty clean. I like how they have the weigh-ins, not the weigh-ins, I'm sorry, like every athletes are warming up on the implements right on stage. So like there's something going on. I think commentary could do a better job of keeping the dead air going, and that's tough to do. I wanted to try and do it at the 105 show. The logistics outdoors is just tough. There's so much going on to put on a live stream in a strongman show outdoors that we just didn't get it over the line. I did a lot of interviews with athletes, but it was just for the crowd. And there was 200 to 300 people there walking on the beach, but like they're not strongman fans. I would love to do those interviews on the live stream, right? Give after an event, right? Oh, Camila, that was a fantastic, amazing deadlift. How do you feel? Like, how did that go compared to training or whatever? And it just kills dead air. You just need the bodies to do it. There's so much that goes into a show. It's like Eddie said. I think the sport's still like obviously Giants Live, fantastic production value, right? World's Strongest Man. Some of those bigger shows, the Rogue. They have full production teams that probably make millions of dollars over this year to do that stuff. And in strongman, we need to build it a little bit more. Like you said, we'll all probably be out of the sport by then. But hopefully I can do some commentary because I really enjoy it. That's why I want to stay involved. Have you guys? So we're already at an hour. So let's blast through these events real quick, right? We'll just do like a quick, because like we could go 2 hours, right? This event 2 is axle, kettlebell, sandbag press. What are your weights? I forget, Meg.
170-pound fixed axle, 80-pound kettlebell. So I'm trying to do that in kilos. 80-kilo axle, 36-kilo kettlebell, and then 125-pound or like 52 kilos.
No, it's like 50, 57, I think it goes, 77, 36, and 57, 58.
All right, good weights. Good weights for your class. Like, is it heavy? Moderate. Like you expect a lot of people to finish.
It's pretty moderate. For us to have to get through both rounds. I think for all of us here, it's pretty moderate in weight, and it's going to be speed. I mean, the whole competition, apart from the two ladies taking the deadlift, the rest of the competition is fully about speed and no mistakes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Really? All right. Maybe your weight matrix, and we'll talk about it because like
anybody else have like continued like bruise on your forearm from the kettlebell?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's like right into my bone as well.
I can see it.
Ours is so big it hits down here. Colleen, you excited for that event? You said you like overhead.
I am. I love anything overhead, so sign me up.
Awesome. And Camila, you said you come from a weightlifting background, so you're probably gonna
don't be dragging that shit up. My overhead is not great anymore.
No, you lost the technique.
No, I lost the function in my joints. So yeah, my elbows.
I train at an Ollie gym, and whenever I do overhead, they like today I was axle pressing. I failed the fixed axle simulator, but I went to press and I was struggling. She goes, "Well, Dane, your hat, even if your head's up, subliminally you're keeping your head down, like you shouldn't have a brim on. And I'm like, okay. So I turned my hat around. She was right. You know, it's always something. But because I'm the strongman guy. Yep. Don't get me started. They want to fix my deadlift. I'm like, I'm deadlifting like 700 pounds. Like, what's wrong with it? Like, oh, your back. You're gonna break your back. Like, leave me alone, Mary. Cool.
Yeah, I make my own eyes bleed with my overhead these days. It's very sad. It's not good. And log makes me pass out. So
all right.
good
I
times.
hear you.
What bag throw? So bag throw for max weight. What do you ladies think's going to win that event? If you had to guess,
40.
45. Really? That's big.
Wasn't a thrower, so is Colleen. Mediocre.
What'd you say?
She said I'm mediocre.
Oh, no, I mean,
They're really good at throwing. I'm mediocre.
oh no. I mean, I haven't done the 40 yet. I was hoping I would just walk up there and do it on comp day for a surprise.
Oh, all right. So you think it's going to be 45, but you weren't speaking from experience.
No.
For me.
45 would be awesome. Camila, what do you think? That's 22 kgs. So what do you think? That's big.
Yeah, nah.
What is you guys' height? Is it 13 feet? Is you guys' height
13, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, I built Colleen a frame, so she's been throwing 13, and she asked me, she goes, "Are you sure that's 13?"
I did. I questioned his measuring skills. I was like,
4.1 meters, I think it is, and it's really high, and they're very heavy bags. I think the heaviest bag at OSG in the run was 13 kilos. Yeah, which is and nobody. I think there were maybe 2 athletes that finished the run when that was a thing. So
we don't get many opportunities in strongman to throw from.
I don't think I did. Maybe I did. I can't remember. Yeah, there was only a handful
as well in 24.
Yeah, I forget. I fucked up bag throw, so I burned that from my memory.
Do you guys have any idea what the world record is?
There isn't such a thing.
Not a lot of data on it, right?
No.
There's data on the men. No one gave enough.
I think the only reason we even knew is because Zach McCarley's such a student of the game, and he was at the ASM where they had a max throw. So I think they kind of all agreed that, because it's not often you see it. I think it was Gabe Deal hit 65 or 67 and a half in McQuiston. I think Matt McQuiston, and Doyle broke that. But the only reason we even knew is because I just said his name. Zach McCarley's a student of the game, a historian. All right, next event.
Masters under 100 kilos is 55.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It's because that's mine.
You guys have fatback farmers too, right?
Yeah, they're not fat. They are regular handles.
Yeah, it's weird. Somebody said that. I just put the podcast on YouTube. Josh Pinkerton, of all people, was like, I still don't know what brand fatback is. I can't find them. Like, what's the definition? And I'm like, dude, I thought the same thing, but it's a farmer's 3 deadlifts finish.
Isn't it just fat back because you have to have a fat back to be able to do it?
Yeah.
You know what? That's the answer now.
I was like, oh yeah, you got to have a big fat back.
What's your weight on that?
205.
185 into 205.
Yeah.
Gonna be fast. You guys gonna be fast on that?
Yeah, no drops.
Kilos into 90 kilos.
Yeah. See, I think some of the men, myself included, I probably will drop on the second wave. There is a little game within a game. Like, you got to be careful. You don't want to rush too much and drop before you get to the box. So I think we all got to be a little cautious. The no drops variable can change things.
Yeah. I'm super duper happy that it's inside for farmers. I posted my farmers run from last week, and when our humidity was like up here, I was picking it up with my hands in the middle, and I was just sliding all the way to the front of the farmers every single rep. And I was just like, do you know what? I don't care anymore.
I'm done.
Yep. You just got to be picked in the garage. You guys also have yoke into log press?
Yeah.
Yep. What's your weight on that?
450 into 170.
And then another one you expect everybody to finish?
Camilla's going to run with the yoke.
Yeah.
It's like
but there's a log at the end.
Sprint to it. You're going to get to it full 5 seconds before anybody else.
You'll have more time to rest before the log. We don't know if there's split
Yeah.
times yet either, so that'll be cool. We'll figure that out the day of or whatever.
Hi, there's another cat.
Kitty. All right.
Big
What
baby.
how about the sandbag? Like you expect to finish the band? So I think the weight matrix is just slightly different because like our boys, man, we get a lot of events that the boys don't think we're gonna finish. It's gonna be two different shows. I think if people want to be entertained, they probably should come watch your show in the morning because they're gonna see some boys fail some serious
I
stuff.
tell you, man, my opinion, looking at the weights for these girls, they are ridiculously heavy. They're just 4 or
Really
5
good.
exceptional women right here. Yeah, if you had the same
Yeah.
crew that was at Arnold, which was a great crew, you'd have these same 4 or 5 that would be doing them, and all the others would be failing the events. Dude, it's just how good these girls are. I mean, this is a ridiculously strong group.
Yeah, it's. I'm glad you said that because it's something I was going to touch on. Because like you never want to say anything like slighting another athlete that maybe isn't quite at Camila's level, and it's okay to say that. You've won OSG, right? Like there's levels to this sport, but all 4 of you ladies on this call are extremely accomplished.
They're going to win anywhere else they go. This should be an amazing meet to watch.
Yeah, and if there's not a
all
lot of other
ridiculously
ladies,
strong.
and if there's not a lot of other ladies to play spoilers to mix it up, the scoring is going to be crazy.
They're all good, and they're all good at all the events. I mean, it's
and it's also going to be one of the
separation,
best displays of sportsmanship. Because what I find different about men's classes, especially, or even like the weight classes of the women above us, is that there's a lot of catty. I look at it as
go
like
right out and say that, aren't you, Meg?
People are like a little bit insecure about themselves, so they get kind of pissy and scratchy about it. Whereas I haven't actually experienced that with our class. Our class is always doing stupid shit and having a laugh and supporting each other. I think if you look at any of the footage from the Arnold, like Colleen, you can attest to that. Literally every event, if you weren't in the event, you were through the curtains screaming. Yeah. I had no voice after day one. And I'm screaming, beat me at Colleen, like run faster. Like, Colleen McRae is screaming, throw it at me when we're running the power stairs. And she's like, come on.
I will never forget you putting that hydrant up there, though. That was cool.
When I used my eyeball and split my face.
Do you have the video of that hydrant lift, Meg? Do you?
But you did it, and we were all there for you after.
It went straight into my eyeball.
Right in the eye. I'm just going to start off by headbutting the hydrant.
I think the picture of me staring at Derek is going to live forever. Yeah. It looks like I want to kill him, but really I've just given myself a bloody head knock.
Yeah.
My 2 cents, 64 is the best weight class. And
it's funny you say that because I think you're onto something there, like the camaraderie. Because I'll show you my fandom, right? Because I've only been a fan. I've fallen on the show before. I haven't been a fan of female strongman for very long, right? Inez joined my team, and I got to learn a little bit about her. And like I watched her at the Rogue 2 years in a row, and then I've seen some more of you ladies do at OSGs that I've been to, and I'm becoming a fan. I enjoy watching you. I say this genuinely, I had more fun watching Inez at the Rogue last year and watching the women at the Arnold. I was in attendance, and the women got more pop than the men at the Arnold. You guys were competing. I was watching. But I think I remember, I think it was ASM. You might have been there, Meg. And I don't know her name because I know Instagram names, but I think it's SSJ Helms. She hit the deadlift record, right? Jess. Yeah, which is funny. I just saw Jess and Phil at PSL 105, and I only met them once at ASM 2024. But she hit that record, and all the ladies, I think all the competitors came out and like celebrated for the camera after. It's like
we waited for her to get strapped in. We were like, we don't want to
mess her up, right?
But it was a record that she had been working towards for a very, very long time. And literally just said to, Derek was running the show and taking photos, and it was like, are you going to be mad if we flood the floor? And he goes, no, just don't ruin it for her. And I was like, yeah, we're not going to do that. So making sure that she was ready to go and do her thing. But it was like, you want to celebrate those wins together. Like we're talking about, no one has really given much attention to the lightweights. So we give it to ourselves. We support ourselves. We champion ourselves. I don't mean that in like a hedonistic champion like we champion each other
for each other.
But
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to be your own champion and make the noise for yourself and get noticed. But that stuff's authentic, right? I talk about DJ Doggett in the celebrations. I ran out on the floor and we talked about it yesterday. I picked up my buddy after his stone run. He didn't even win the show at OSG, but he was the only guy in Masters to finish the stones. I picked him up afterwards, and the picture made the OSG page. Maybe a little cringe because he didn't win the whole show, but you have those moments, and if it's authentic, it shines through. I've also said my fair share of people at OSG, they finish a medley and they're like, where's the camera? They're literally doing this, looking for the camera to go celebrate when there's like fans in attendance you could celebrate to. But I digress. I wanted to celebrate too, but
can I pose a question to the group? Please. And Eddie, you can say it to Diana as well. How are we doing with the sandbag to shoulder, ladies?
Ella dice, ¿cuándo van con la bolsa hasta el hombro? Porque es muy pesado el 200.
It's not going to be, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be that much of a speed event. I don't know about you.
I'm just trying to finish.
I thought Deanna was speaking English for a second there.
I know.
Got me.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a quick shoulderer of anything. I hate anything that's asymmetrically loaded because it hurts my back. Not a fan. And the time frame is very short. So, yeah. On events, though, I also think, going back to the yoke, I do think, I know it's not light, but I think it is too light for the distance. The yoke itself, the log is achievable for athletes at our level, but I think the yoke isn't heavy enough to differentiate the field. Whereas with the men, as you were saying, there'll be men who don't finish the yoke. Whereas I don't think there'll be any woman who's not moving quickly.
Do you remember? So you're 64. Did you do 2024 OSG with the car yoke? What did your car yoke weigh? Do you remember?
What was it, like 250, 270?
That's heavier. That's heavier than PSL's yoke this weekend, right?
Way heavier, yeah.
All right, because ours is the same. We had an 800-pound car, 800-pound yoke, and it took me 38 seconds to finish the car. That's my yoke skill. So
that's heavy.
Yeah,
it was rough.
Yeah, I don't say that because I'm good at yoke. I say that because we're all good at yoke. Like, we are better than that. We're better than that. And we know it here at Clevo Gym. Yeah.
I like the reference. I get it. Dodgeball. I got it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course.
I'm seriously happy it wasn't heavy.
Yeah, and maybe it's, there's still, PSL's still like new, and I don't mean this in a way of like Tyler picks great weights and stuff, but like every show is a little bit different. Like the 120 show we watched, I had some friends chime in like, dude, these guys are kind of failing a lot, but maybe that class hasn't been around as long as 64 and 90 or the same level of athletes, but you have to kind of figure out what works. Like I said it, if you're seeing guys fail the third bag, like us or you guys, ladies, I say guys and like, hey guys, if you're failing the third shoulder, it's like, all right, but if one person gets it, it's like, well, that person rose above it, looks good on the live stream. But if 10 people go and don't get it, that's like 10 minutes of just watching people fail. That's why you can't, in my opinion, raise the time to 90 seconds, because at you're going to have a couple athletes that maybe could finish in 90, but most of the people are going to be like hands on hips, like, oh, what am I going to do for 30 seconds? And it's like, it's not entertaining, to watch that. We said it earlier. I think somebody said it, like, I like doing strongman. I like watching strongman, but when there's no production value, even me and my buddy were on the couch watching a show the other day, and it's like, oh wait, who just won that event? It's like, oh, I tuned out. I was on my phone playing because like the commentators aren't grabbing you. Back off topic.
I mean, their accents were.
Yeah.
They were country, and I live in Alabama.
It's funny. They were the commentators for my regional, so I have a soft spot for him because like I like to work the crowd, and slowly as the show went on, he was like he liked what I brought to the table.
It was so good though, but it was just like the drawl. Like we live in South Alabama, so we don't get as much of the drawl.
I'll tell you this.
Listening to our country accents.
Yeah. I was watching it, and they had no idea of geography. Right? They're like, I'm not sure. Bucky, Dubuque, I'm not sure that's a real place. I'm like, dude, it's Dubuque, Iowa. Do you not know geography? It's a pretty popular town. Like, there was so many of them. He's like, I don't think that town really exists. And I'm like, dude, that's funny. But anyways.
Can we ask Diana again what she thinks about the sandbag event? Because
Yeah,
I think she was muted.
Yeah, she didn't get to answer. Eddie, can you ask Deanna about the sandbag event again?
¿Qué parece del evento de bolsa hasta el hombro? ¿Es pesado?
No.
No.
Me gusta hacer sandbag al hombro.
Sí.
Me hubiese gustado que hubiera un peso más alto para definir quién gana ese evento.
She thinks it should be heavier because everybody's going to get the 200 to shoulder.
Yeah, you go, girl.
Storylines are building.
Is anybody picking it back up? Can we make
There
like a
you go,
gentleman's
girl.
agreement, like a ladies' agreement? Are we picking it back up again? Because
Yeah,
I'm
but then
excited
loading
not
it to 132, that's a high load at the end too.
Yeah, the 52 is high because you
That's
guys
really
are
high.
real tall. Yeah.
No, I'm
What a
excited
cool-
to do it inside. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
I don't think we know yet if there's split time. So, like, what could be cool about that event if there's like, you know, with this field, this show could be separated by half a point, right? Two. So, like, that last
Tight,
event,
man.
that last event could
I
change
asked
everything.
Ella-
It could be really
for
entertaining.
clarification. And I was like, is it a point for shoulder, a point for load, and split times?
Yeah.
And because we know each other pretty well, and his response was, just finish it and you won't need to worry about that.
Yeah.
I just sent back like skull emojis. I was like, I'm dead, dude.
I mean, the rules will all be sorted before we go. That's something that PSL always does. Like we said, athletes first. Tyler, like, you know, more than like live stream commentary, anything of that, all that side stuff, he makes sure that the athletes are taken care of, and that like he really takes it upon himself to make sure nothing goes wrong. And if it does, he gets upset with himself. So I commend him for that. But he'll have the rules for us. What I like about that is I'm very much like a last minute game plan. I can adjust like a calculator on the fly. So like you can kind of adjust your game plan and know, like, you watch, like, all right, if I'm watching Colleen, Colleen smoked that event, I'm gonna have to go faster than I thought I would. You know, if it's just split time, if there's no split times, it's a weird feeling going in. I did it at regionals, going into a sandbag event, nobody finished in my class. So I knew I just had to finish. I finished the steeplechase in 32 seconds in training, but I didn't have to go to that place. I'm like, oh, this is easy. I'm going to finish this easily. And I did. I did it in like 50 seconds. I chose to go slow, but it's a weird vibe. I don't know if you guys get this. Like I bend over to pick up the bag, and normally I get aggressive and I crank it right up. And instead, I'm just kind of rowing it to my lap. And I'm like, this is mentally harder than it should be because I didn't have to go to that place, if that makes sense.
I'm sorry.
Like, you know, the only thing I would add to this event, I mean, it's just coming because I've become a real fan of the 64 women. I'm probably the biggest fan in America or the world of the 64 women, shockingly. Yeah. And, you know, we have great deadlifts, but when are we going to get a true overhead press, you know, where we can go to max? Because I want to see that, man. I want to see what under competition like she can do with you guys there pushing her. I mean, because I mean, she's doing 240s in the gym, and I want the world to see these little 140-pound women pushing 250 overhead. I mean, when I competed in strongman, the biggest one I ever got was 270. I mean, it's like, holy crap, she's strong. And I've seen Meg, and I'm like, I want to see this, man. I want to see you two pushing each other for when it matters. You know, I want to see that.
I've asked Tyler this question. Like, I haven't asked other promoters, but what Tyler said, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was on the podcast, is when he feels the class is ready to do something special, he would have a max event, because max events, they can be a little boring sometimes if nothing's good is happening, right? So if you have one person who can hit something really crazy, that's awesome for that one person. But if nobody's going to push Colleen, then it's like, where's the storyline, right? But if
I just don't believe that these two girls in the corner of the screen are going to let her do that without pushing her. I've seen them compete. Okay, I'm just not buying that. Yeah,
I would say like somebody could chop this up and post it to Pro Strongman League, but you know, you could make a poll on Instagram. Hey Tyler, can we have this next year? When you're at the show out, put on a show, and then talk to Tyler. It's like, hey man, we'll commit to coming back next year. Let's have an overhead max. You know, they are doing the record breakers, but that's a separate show. I think 2 months from now. I don't know enough
I asked for a circus dumbbell max
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah.
that'd
So
be
I'll tell
fun.
a story about
Wanna
Colleen.
slow down?
No, don't.
So I've been a trainer
Stop.
for a long time. The first time that we did single arm dumbbell presses, we just had some dumbbells, and I just grab. I'm showing off. I grab an 80 and I'm pressing it up, and I'm like, "This is what you do, right?" So she walks over and picks up the 80 and does it. First time she's ever touched it, and you could have knocked. This was years ago, and I was like, "Holy crap!" I mean. That's an 80-pound dumbbell, and you're a tiny little girl, and you just press it overhead. And I think my best in a comp was like 160, and I'm like, crap, you know. Yeah,
I struggle with that weight the first time I tried a circus dumbbell. It was like an empty Bartos. It was like 80 pounds, and it's like you can kind of press it out, but it's like it was weird. Yeah, that's impressive stuff.
She just pinched me really hard, by the way.
I'm sure. Yeah,
she pinched me really hard.
When are we gonna wrap this thing? Why don't we wrap with this? Right, it's been an hour and a half. Let's go around in a circle. We'll let Deanna go first, if you don't mind, Eddie. Ask her what event she's winning at this show, and if she has any like sponsors or any family or friends she wants to say hi to, go ahead and do that. We'll close out the show with you ladies doing that.
Diana, ¿qué es su favorito de este que viene? ¿Qué pareces tú es número uno en esto?
¿Cuál sería mi evento favorito?
Sí.
Me gusta mucho el deadlift, pero también me agrada mucho el evento del yoke con log.
Yeah, yoke and log, but deadlift, obviously, she's feeling really good about her deadlift.
Awesome. You know what's funny is like that's a universal language because I heard deadlift and I heard yoke and log. So I got it. We're gonna get better next time we have you on, Deanna. We're gonna be a little bit better. Meg,
dude, I'm a great translator, man. Come on.
Oh, you was fantastic. No, I'll do better. I'll do better. You've been fantastic. Thank you for joining. Megan, what do you got? Which event's yours? Which one are you taking?
I it's not that I don't have confidence in myself. Very well aware of what I'm capable of, but I'm very well aware of what my friends are capable of too. It's going to be split seconds. I can tell you that. They're pretty much all of our events are going to be split seconds. I mean, if I can nail it, hopefully the overhead medley.
Yeah.
All right.
But there's like little, like with that overhead medley, there is like no room for error. You know, you don't have that kettlebell exactly where it needs to be on your shoulder. You ain't pressing it out.
Yeah,
if you have the sandbag centered, you're ending up in like a weird sort of split jerk push press situation that takes more time. Yeah.
I hope the commentary team takes the time to watch stuff like this because like knowing what we've talked about and how well-rounded you all, how good you all are, how closely packed you are, like this show is going to come down to like execution, right, and split seconds and all that, and like if they can articulate that on the stream, because that doesn't shine through. And if I'm just watching Camila go, if it's not head to head, I don't know how you did compared to Meg, but like if you're on the stopwatch, and I tried to do that when I was on the mic, like oh, I think he's in first now, I think he beat Doyle by 0.2 of a second or something, you know. Hopefully
I'd say that our class this year, the group that we have, is the reason why PSL needs lasers. None of this. Oh, my thumb was too fat and I couldn't press it. Or this class, the 64s, even at OSG, that any major show, the 64s are the reason that lasers need to be in this sport.
Yeah, you've talked about that before. Yep. And then I think when the lasers malfunction on the beach because of the sunlight, I think they had two timers. So when I did the athlete ready, I had to make sure the head judge was ready, and I had to make sure the 2 timers were ready. And then when it was 2 lanes, it's like I had to look for 5 or 6 different people to make sure everybody was ready and thumbs up. It was a lot of work, especially trying not to give people false starts. Colleen, how about you?
I think the farmers. I'm a big fan of the farmers.
More than the overhead? We heard a lot about your overhead today.
I mean, I think the overhead too, but I'm just excited for the farmers.
Dude, it's creepy to watch her run with weight, man. Knowing how small she is, it's trippy.
It's so hot out here. I have to be fast because my hands hurt.
So we have a training facility here at the farm, and I have a bunch of employees, and they come out and watch Colleen when she's training, and they're all like, "That's how much does that weigh?"
They're like, she's crazy.
So she went to Colorado Springs the other day, and I had the guys come over and try to do her weights.
Oh yeah, nice.
We're some strong
They're
girls.
like, holy crap! Yeah, so they're.
That's another one I wanted to try and pull off. Like say people come down off the pier and like see if you guys can even move this duck walk that these ladies are blitzing with, right? Like it was insane. I love doing stuff like that. I know Tyler let some kids do it with a battleship chain once. He paid him $20. I'll give you $20 if you can move it.
That's funny.
But you're so fast because you're out there running away from rattlesnakes. If I had a rattlesnake,
that too.
I'd be a Tommy Lavelle with the farmers.
Me because I have to start in the grass, and I'm like, okay, there's no snakes, but at any moment there could be a snake, a tarantula hawk wasp. Yeah.
I think I saw you got 2 dogs too, right? How do you keep the dogs away from the snakes and stuff? They're good about it.
They're couch potatoes. One's pretty feral, but they didn't even notice the rattlesnake. So I actually don't. Really? I'm terrified. I have no idea.
No worries. All righty. Camilla, what event you taking?
Yeah, I I don't know if I'm taking any of them, to be honest. Obviously, deadlift I'm good at, but Deanna's a monster deadlifter, and I don't know a couple of the other girls, the ones who aren't here today. So I've got no idea what they're capable of. And all of the other events, it is, as Meg said, it's going to come down to not making a mistake. Actually being able to execute on the day and getting it done quickly and remembering to actually run through timing gates rather than stopping when you're done with the event and all that sort of thing.
That's another one. Like it sucks to be the person to go first because you kind of forget. And then when you see that one person forget to run through the laser because you're excited, you're celebrating. Like I think some of you came from powerlifting background. Like I walked in a squat once, doesn't count. I would, and but also, I maintain. Go ahead.
We've got such a small field. Like it's really hard to split the points up. And I mean, this is amazing. We've got the Arnold champion. We've got the Shore Classic champion, PSL reigning champion, OSG winner, and world record holder, all on the same podcast. Like we're good. It's an amazing field, but I don't know why more 64s are doing it. It's really sad that we've got like 20 men in the 90s and what is it, 5 of us, 6 of us? 5 or 6 in the 64s. Like, it makes it really hard to put on the performance that we were talking about before when we just don't have the people signing up or the people pulling out.
Well, you got, I think, in my opinion, getting to know you ladies, you got the right people, the right championship mix to carry the show, put on a great show, and then maybe champion the show afterwards and tell your friends, hey, like, because I've been telling everybody who will listen to a PSL show, like everybody wants to get to the Arnold. I get it. I wanted to get to the Arnold, but like a single weight class show where you're the main event, everything's free, pictures, photos, photos the same thing as pictures, but t-shirts, shoes they gave us, all that swag bag stuff, free live stream. I think it's second to none, and I'll keep championing it. I think that's a fantastic way to end it. I hope, ladies, I look forward to seeing you all there. I look forward to meeting you because I'm going to come watch. I'm competing an hour after you guys, but if I'm hanging out and I'm not worried about my meals and stuff, and Tyler will let me on the microphone, I'll be happy to call your lifts if they don't have an MC or if he's not doing that good. I'm going to fucking grab the mic from him and be like, dude, I know these girls now. I know what they're capable of. I know that Deanna said she's going to win the deadlift, but Camilla might beat her, but maybe not. I know Colleen's going for the overhead win in the farmers. And Meg is like, oh, I don't know.
I think they're all sandbagging on the sandbag. I think they're all good at it, and they're acting like they're not.
They're all friends. They're being friendly. But on game day, guess what? You're friends, but in that little moment, that 60 seconds, you ain't friends, and you're going to kill it. And I look forward to watching. Like I said, I'll grab the mic and maybe we'll do some interviews right on the spot for the crowd and try and win over some of them bodybuilders and show her what real strong women can do. Because the ones on stage, I love bodybuilding. I came from bodybuilding, but we'll show them what real strength is. They look strong. We are strong, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right. The 64 ladies of PSL.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody.
See you all soon.
Good to see you, Meg.
Yeah. See you soon.
Bye.